Every morning, millions of adults over 40 wake up and tell themselves the same story. My body is just getting older. But before we go any further, think about this morning. Did you wake up feeling refreshed? Or did it take coffee, willpower, and a few extra minutes before you felt ready to face the day? Did your knees feel stiff when you stood up? Did your back ache? Did you feel tired before the day even started? Most people assume these are just signs of getting older, but what if some of them are actually coming from habits you've repeated every single morning for years?
Hi, I am Dr. A.I. Williams. As a board-certified physician, one of the most common things I hear is, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore." The surprising part is that some of the habits contributing to that feeling happen before breakfast. As a physician, I have seen people spend hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars on supplements, anti-aging products, and the latest health trends, while completely overlooking the daily habits that quietly influence how they feel and function. Today, we're going to talk about 5 morning habits that may be making your body age faster after 40. And more importantly, what we can do instead. Because growing older is inevitable. Feeling older than you should is not. And if you think the first habit is harmless, you're not alone. It's something millions of people do every morning without realizing what it's doing to their energy. Let's start with a habit that feels harmless.
Picture this. The alarm rings, you open one eye, you know you should get up. But the bed is warm, so you hit snooze. 9 minutes later, it rings again, you hit snooze again. Maybe once more, maybe twice more. At first, it feels like you're giving your body extra rest, but many people don't realize what's happening behind the scenes. Your brain begins drifting back toward sleep, only to be interrupted again and again. Instead of waking up refreshed, you create a cycle of fragmented sleep and repeated awakenings. And after 40, that matters even more, because sleep naturally changes with age. Many adults already experience lighter sleep and more nighttime awakenings. Adding multiple morning disruptions can leave you feeling groggy before the day even starts. Have you ever noticed that some mornings you spend 20 extra minutes in bed but somehow feel more tired? That's often why. The problem isn't always the amount of sleep. It's the quality of the wake-up process.
When patients tell me they are constantly exhausted despite getting enough sleep, one of the first things I ask about is what happens during the first few minutes after they wake up. Now, the solution isn't complicated. Try keeping a consistent wake-up time. Place your alarm across the room if necessary. And whenever possible, get exposure to natural sunlight soon after waking. That morning light sends a powerful signal to your brain that the day has begun. It helps regulate your internal clock and can improve alertness far better than multiple rounds of snoozing. But even if you get out of bed immediately, many people make another mistake before their feet touch the floor. And this one has become so normal that we barely notice we are doing it.
Before you've stretched, before you've had water, before you've even fully opened your eyes, your hand reaches for the phone. You check messages, then emails, then the news, then social media. A few minutes later, your brain is flooded with information, comparisons, problems, and distractions. Your day hasn't started, but your stress has. The modern smartphone is one of the most powerful attention-grabbing devices ever created, and for many adults, it becomes the first thing they interact with every morning.
I have had patients tell me they wake up feeling anxious before they even leave bed. When we look closely, the anxiety often begins with what they are consuming in those first few minutes of the day. Your brain needs a moment to transition from sleep into wakefulness. Instead, many people immediately throw themselves into everyone else's priorities. The result is a morning that feels rushed before it has even begun. Imagine starting your day by taking control rather than reacting. Even 15 minutes without your phone can make a surprising difference. Use that time to move, stretch, pray, meditate, sit quietly, drink water, step outside. Anything that reminds your brain that you are directing your day and not your notifications. Now, here's where things get interesting. Because the next habit doesn't just affect how you feel today, it can affect something that becomes incredibly important after 40. Your muscle mass.
One of the biggest myths in aging is that losing a strength is inevitable. It isn't. Yes, muscle naturally declines with age, but lifestyle plays an enormous role in determining how much strength and function you maintain. And one of the most overlooked factors is breakfast. Many people start the day with little more than coffee and carbohydrates, a muffin, a pastry, a bagel, a bowl of cereal. Then they wonder why they're hungry again 2 hours later, or why they feel tired by mid-morning. Muscle is one of the greatest predictors of healthy aging. It influences balance, mobility, metabolism, blood sugar control, and independence. Yet many adults spend the entire first half of the day giving their muscles almost nothing to work with.
In fact, one thing I consistently see in adults over 40 is underestimating the importance of muscle. Muscle isn't just about appearance. It plays a major role in strength, balance, metabolism, and healthy aging. By the way, a protein-rich breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a protein smoothie. Simple options can help support muscle maintenance and keep you feeling satisfied longer. And that is especially important if your goal is to remain active and capable for decades to come.
But before you reach for that coffee, there's another morning habit worth discussing, because this next one affects nearly every cell in your body. Now don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to give up coffee. In fact, many studies suggest moderate coffee consumption can fit into a healthy lifestyle. The issue isn't coffee. The issue is what many people forget before the coffee: water. Think about it. You've just gone 7 or 8 hours without drinking anything. Your body loses water throughout the night through breathing and normal physiological processes. Yet millions of people wake up and immediately consume caffeine without hydrating first.
Sometimes, what feels like fatigue isn't a lack of caffeine. It's a lack of hydration. A simple glass of water shortly after waking can help support normal bodily functions and prepare your body for the day ahead. Then enjoy your coffee and your body will thank you.
Now, we've come to the habit that may have the biggest impact on long-term aging because it affects your muscles, your metabolism, your circulation, and even your brain. This is the habit I see almost everywhere. You wake up, sit in the car, sit at work, sit through meetings, sit at lunch, sit during the drive home, and before you know it, hours have passed with very little movement. The human body was designed to move. Movement stimulates blood flow. Movement helps maintain mobility. Movement supports metabolic health. And movement reminds your muscles that they're still needed.
And the good news? You don't need an intense workout. You don't need to run 5 miles. You simply need to start moving. A short walk, gentle stretching, a few mobility exercises. Guess what? 5 minutes is infinitely better than 0. And often, that small amount of movement creates momentum for the rest of the day. Clearly, one of the patterns we see repeatedly in aging research is that prolonged inactivity affects nearly every system in the body. Here is what I hope you take away from today's video. None of these habits will age you overnight. That is not how aging works. The real danger is repetition. The things we do every day eventually become the things that shape our future health. The body is constantly adapting. The question is, what is your morning teaching your body? Is it teaching inactivity, stress, poor sleep habits, or is it teaching movement, recovery, nourishment, and resilience? Because the habits that help people remain strong and independent into their 70s and 80s are rarely dramatic. They are usually small decisions, repeated consistently. And many of those decisions happen before 9 a.m.
If there is one message I hope you remember from this video, it's that aging isn't determined by one big decision. It's shaped by small choices repeated day after day.
And if you recognized yourself in any of these habits, you are not alone. Most people do at least one of them. The good news is that even one small change can begin shifting the trajectory of your health. In the comments below, tell me which morning habit surprised you the most. And if you are committed to aging with strength, energy, and independence, subscribe and join us for more physician-led and evidence-based strategies to help you stay healthier for longer. Because aging is inevitable, but how well you age is influenced by the choices you make every single day.